shares to buy now in the month of March 2022 is for a company that many of us have used at least once before. If that doesn't ring home the impact and size that this company has and where they're looking to go, then I don't know what ever will. But the best thing about this stock is its business model. It just works, people. They can make crazily high profits at relatively low operating costs. But first, there's something that you need to do, and that's to help me build this channel by liking this video, sharing it too, and subscribing with notification bell on as well. And for those of you guys that have patiently waited, the stock that's made my shares to buy now video in the month of March 2022 is for a company called Big Yellow Group with the ticker symbol BYG.L in the London Stock Exchange. And I wouldn't be surprised, some of you guys are like, smacking your head because of how common their main source of revenue in the form of self-storage centres are dotted around the whole UK, people. Chances are you've probably seen one driving on your way to work. But it's not just because of their popularity, which is why I'm talking about them today. It's because of the business model. Why? Well, it's because this form of business has relatively low operating costs. All that they really have to do is provide a secure building with access facilities for their customers to go to and from their storage units. And that's really it. Maybe that might be a high capital cost, but when you think about the fact that there are a lot of derelict buildings that will be perfect for this sort of application, they can purchase these buildings for a fraction of the price. Oh, and in terms of operating costs, there's probably only admin and 1 or 2 staff members to pay for during normal working hours. The costs are really low, the operating one specifically. It's just an all-round great business model when you think about it, and allows them the opportunity to maximize their profits. There really aren't that many more business models that are better than this one right here. And it doesn't take long to see this all reflected in the share price too. Because all I'm just seeing here is pound signs from the constant rise in share price this stock has experienced. But is their share price of around £14 to £15 per share a bargain for what's to come? Let's see the income statement if it can help us with this. Wow. And what you're seeing is consistent growth in terms of revenue as Big Yellow Group are acquiring more of the self-storage market share. However, my favourite section of this whole financial document, if not amongst the whole lot, is this section right here. Their total operating expenses is peanuts, it's very low. It works out to take up around roughly 10% of their total revenues. The rest the company gets to keep as net income, i.e. pure profit. This is why it's so important to keep your costs low, because then that dictates the big gap you have to benefit from that profit zone. I really like this stock. But is our experience going to be soured as we move over to a balance sheet? And when you progress from the old years to the newer ones, i.e. from the year 2018 to 2020, it can seem like this stock is on the rise, but you're left quickly disappointed as you flick over to the most recent year, in the year of 2021, because this is relatively low compared to 2020. And when you cast your eyes down to the current liabilities, it gets even worse, guys, because it's only in the year 2020 that the current assets could cover the current liabilities. The rest of the years is the other way around. Big concern. Fortunately though, they're able to claw it back because their total assets has consistently increased throughout the years, and also they've been able to comfortably cover their total liabilities in a consistent way. But before wrapping things up, let's see what the cash flow statement is about. Starting with the net cash flow from operating activities, this is what I like to see when it comes to this section of the cash flow statement. Consistent growth. This company is getting bigger and bigger at what they're doing on a daily basis. But when you look at the net cash flow from investing activities, there's a lot more fluctuation to it, which is what you definitely don't want to see. Instead, you want to see the section get more and more negative. And it's as if this situation gets further exaggerated when it comes to the net cash flow from financing activities. Because in the years 2019 to 2020, this stock has seen positive figures, when in actuality, what you want to see is it getting more and more negative. So I bet you guys want to know now what I think of Big Yellow Group when it comes to these shares to buy now in the month of March 2022. Well, I think this stock has a lot of potential. Yes, certain parts of their financial documents are a bit, questionable and could do with some serious TLC. But for me, it all bottles down to the fundamentals. What are they? It's to keep your expenses low so that when you do sell high, you can maximize the profits in between. And this is something that Big Yellow Group do on a consistent basis, not just because of how effective they are as a company, but because of the line of business that they're involved in. We're talking about 10%, of their total revenue. That's what they actually spend on total operating expenses. It would be harder for this company to not be a success than to be a success. There's just so much potential. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about this matter down below in the comment box. And whilst you're there, don't forget to like this video, share it too, and subscribe with the notification bell on as well. It's your favorite YouTuber, DS Learning Finance, sharing my thoughts, my experiences with you guys every other Sunday at 3 p.m.
Whoa.